talk to JuJu, but we're professionals. I doubt any of those antics and things of that nature are legitimate motivating factors as you step into professional stadiums. But it's about respect, and so we'll have a conversation.
Former All-Pro quarterback Antonio Cromartie is joining us. So, Antonio, I start with you. Do you agree that it did not provide any legitimate motivating factor for the opponent?
I mean, you put it against Cincinnati. I think it provided some kind of motivation just because of the history that you have there between Cincinnati and also the Steelers. But at the same time, not everyone wants to say it's a problem. It's about respect. What happened on that one? The first 11 weeks of the other season, you didn't hear anything about it because it was winning. And when you look at it, it's a three-game losing skid, and now everything is starting to come to the front. Everything is going to be a problem. Every little thing that happens, it's going to be, I got to talk to this person. I got to do this. At the end of the day, he's out there having fun, but at the same time, you want to show, like it's time to say, you want to show the respect to the opposing team. But he's been doing it for 14 weeks now. So what's the problem now?
So before you go ahead. Antonio, when you were with Revis and the Jets under Rex, you guys were flying high. If somebody had dared come in and do that to your logo right before they played in your stadium, how would your locker room have responded to that?
Honestly, I don't know, because I really didn't. I mean, everything has it between the white lines for me. So anything you do before the game, I don't care what you do. I mean, that's just me. But if you're going to disrespect me during the game, then we're going to settle between these white lines. Most of the time, I'm not even worried about what somebody's doing during pregame. I'm also worried about getting myself ready mentally, because I'm still watching film and doing other things that standpoint, getting ready for a game. So I'm not worried about what's
no, hell no.
Okay.
No, you ain't got no business on the logo. You got the 50-yard line. And for the problem that I have is Mike Tomlin knows, as professional athletes, you use any little thing you possibly can gather for motivation. That's what makes the greats great. What Michael Jordan, oh, you said something? Kobe, for real? Oh, Tom Brady, oh, you still think. You use every little thing. But let me tell you what Mike Tomlin, for me, is that I remember a guy that they were winning and they did little gestures like this and they let go unnoticed. His name was Antonio Brown, and later he became AB. It was little gestures like this that everybody, like, when they winning, why you care? Let him have fun.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, that fun turned into something else that you could not control. This is where because if it was not a problem, why is Mike Tomlin even having a conversation with him? If it's not a problem, he's become aware of it. So why are you having a conversation? First of all, this should have never been an issue. Because again, Crow, I get why JuJu's doing it, is getting him subscribers on TikTok. But how does it help the Steelers? Because at the end of the day, whatever I do was about helping my team. What does that do to help the Steelers besides playing a bigger bullseye and you see they go head hunting? Now, you can do all that talking. Skip, I knew talking, guys were going to come after me, but I'm going to go back after them.
Yep. So, go, Crow. You got something else?
I mean, I'm just, picking back on what Shannon said. It's just, I think when you look at it, like you say, every great is looking for something that's going to motivate them to come into a game. But at the end of the day, like you said, why is it now I have to talk to a guy? Why is it now becoming a problem? Only reason it's becoming a problem, like you said, is because they're on a 3-game losing streak. And they're not being able to throw the ball. Now, what the real problem is their offense. It ain't about what JuJu's doing. It's the offense. That's what's the problem.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. And I love me some Mike Tomlin, so I appreciate he's trying to say antics aren't legitimate motivational factors.
That's everything.
Man.
Football, I don't know about basketball, Skip, but football is everything.
Okay, take it from me, having covered this game for 40-odd years. When it comes to big game, pregame, trash talk from a distance from city to city, okay, when it's time to kick it off, it gets forgotten.
Right.
Listen, that logo is sacred to me. And I think it lives in the hearts of people in those locker rooms, the players, and there's still a lot of kids playing the game. I think you're still a kid. It's what they call suspended adolescence. Where sometimes you don't grow up. You're still playing Pop Warner in your heart, in your soul. And it's easy to get fired up and motivated, especially as a huge underdog at home against a division rival. You're like, what? He did what? What's the most infamous play in Dallas Cowboy history. If we could see it real quick, that happened. It wasn't pregame, it was in-game. And here he goes as a 49er.
He did it
on the star. And George Teague said, not in my house. And there are other players who came running also to the defense here, but this is it. It doesn't get worse than that disrespect of that star during a game.
Yes.
Well, for JuJu to go out on the logo, it's not on the sideline.
Right.
He is dancing on your logo. Right before the game, and then he is posting it minutes before kickoff. But in this age and social media we live in, that means the other locker room can immediately look at their phones and see, oh, you did it again. You danced on our logo, and you cannot make me believe that was not a big factor in Cincinnati coming out on fire to win that game.
Bro, if it was a big factor, they wouldn't let him do it in the first place. They would have been out on the field, make sure that he didn't do it. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm getting to.
No, I'm gonna get
if it's a big motivational factor, they wouldn't let him do it in the first place. Because he's been doing it for the last 13, 14 weeks of the season. And he posts it every single week. So why you know he's gonna do it? So you already have a motivation.
No, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you between the lines, because I ain't gonna lose no money by lumping you up. But Crow, I give you a prime example, and Skip, you'll know this. You remember when and they still have them, the terrible towels. I remember the Cincinnati Bengals, and if I'm not mistaken, the Tennessee Titans, Lindell White, they beat the Steelers, and Lindell White wiped his butt with a towel. It wasn't the Steelers. The players went berserk.
They went berserk. Yep.
So now all of a sudden you feel if somebody disrespects something of yours, oh, I can't go for that, but you want to disrespect them. Ever since I was in high school, our logo was off limits. Don't you come dance on that bulldog head. Don't you mess with the tiger, the paw. That ain't gonna happen, and definitely they're gonna dance on the Bronco logo. That ain't happening. that ain't. I don't like I say. Now with social media, Skip, everybody want to post everything. But man, Crow, you know good well, man. Okay, you're like, oh, he did that. Okay.
But Shannon, come on. You're already an underdog. That's my motivation now. My team is going and set a point against a divisional opponent every single time I face up against them. Like our biggest thing is, my biggest thing, you can go back to 2010 when I said whatever I said about Tom Brady. It was just a point of motivation, what he said during the game. So my motivation was to go out and prove a point, and our defense was going to go outside and go prove a point that we can shut that offense down any time that we wanted to. And that's what we did in the ALC divisional game. But it's just a point, like we already have a motivation. That's not going to motivate me any more than already I'm motivated. I'm already there at that point. I'm ready to go out there and go knock his head off already.
Okay, but Crow.
Going out there, go there.
Yeah, think about this. You played the game differently. You and Darrelle Revis played differently because you actually were on your own islands. It's just you and that guy that you're covering, and you took the emotion out of it because it's all cerebral and physical. I'm going to lock you up and lock you down play after play, and I'm going to stay right here with you because I got you. But to me, football is by far the most emotionally driven game because the other guys up in the trenches, they're driven by emotion, right? On both sides of the ball. You can play your game with more emotion than you can baseball or basketball or hockey, to me. Right? Okay. Different.
Oh, I'm trying to get you. I mean, hey, I can imagine. Skip, I can just imagine in 2000 and 2001, somebody coming in and dancing on the Raven logo. I can just imagine it.
Oh, God.
What you think would happen?
First off, ain't nobody finna do it. You already know that.
I can just imagine.
Nobody's even going to dare to do it.
Or you dancing, or you going down to the Bucs Stadium with Sapp and Brooks and... But like I said, this is the new generation. Everything is for social media, is for likes and clicks. But you got to answer for this. And JuJu play is not answered. If JuJu going out there dropping 150, 200, a couple of touchdowns, okay. But bro, he's been non-existent. You can't be doing all this.
And finally,
two catches for 15 yards.
Yep. I got to co-sign on Shannon's first point because it's a powerful one. You finally made a good point on the show. I got to give it to you. Seriously, Mike Tomlin lost his locker room because of Antonio Brown. And if he isn't careful, they've already lost enough players to injury that he's going to lose the locker room because the veterans are going to say, Mike, you got to, coach, you got to put your foot down. You got to save us from ourselves.
Nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Nip it in the bud.
this is one thing out of a million things that's already going on with that offense. So this ain't a strong point. That offense is terrible.
It's terrible.
So Ben can't throw the ball. So it's not just the JuJu, it's the whole entire offense.
The dancing, the least of their concerns right now.
Corvette got a dent in it.
I feel old, too, when I don't understand the TikTok situation. Antonio, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great holiday. We'll check in with you soon. Oh, and I love your look today. Very holiday appropriate. Thank you for your time. Next, guys, what could possibly win out over watching LaMelo Ball's NBA debut tonight? Skip and Shannon make a tough choice. Next.